Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brain's still light. Callie's locked in, Techie's tagged. We're logging in with Callie and Techie. Callie bringing kosher. Techie talks Techie. Stories, culture, updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in for a vault, boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around.
Just say now and I'll hit it.
I'm saying now. Like we're already recording now. Like, welcome everybody logging in. We're in it.
Hey everybody.
Yep. I was just talking to Callie about we got a thick topic tonight. We're gonna be talking about Tim Apple, or what you just how did you just refer to him?
What did it say that again?
You called him Tim something with an S.
I was like, oh yeah, Tim. I was like, yeah, Tim Scott, and it was like, oh no, that's a Republican.
I didn't even know.
You talking about Tim Cook?
Yeah, Tim Cook is the one that we're basically talking about. I mean, I guess you would consider this a special edition of this. I mean, it's near and dear to my heart, especially. I mean, I spent 12 years at Apple, so.
Yep.
I have a lot of insight.
I knew this one was going to be on the top of your list, if not the only one. I knew it. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, I know this is going to be a topic that's going to be covered."
We're done. Like you don't even submit anything. We're going to take the whole 30 minutes just discussing this, because I feel like this is a major development that just needs to be inspected and thought about. And I don't know, you can probably hear the baby in the background, but you know what? It just comes with the territory of everything. Oh man.
Well, this is completely your world, so I will be listening and chiming in and asking questions as you go.
Cool.
Because I know this one is near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
So let's get to it.
Basically. All right. So to start all this, we need to talk about Steve Jobs and what you know about Steve Jobs. Because that's probably a good place to begin all this. So let's kind of start there.
Outside of him being the CEO?
Yes, besides that.
Yeah, that's it. So educate
oh my God.
me.
Okay. All right.
I know his face. I know his position, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. We
tell
will
us why this change is so significant.
Well, I'll get there.
This time.
50 years ago, Apple was created April 1st, 1976. Okay? So that means that this year, April 1st, 2026, 50-year anniversary of Apple. Yeah. I'm telling you, I feel like there's a lot more to this than's being led on, to be honest. Right?
Okay.
So that means
we're at 50 years anniversary. Okay.
Right. So every April Fool's Day essentially is Apple's anniversary. That's an easy way to remember it.
Okay.
So Apple basically started it technically as an April Fool's joke, if you want to think about it that way, of when they were founded.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. Okay.
Started as a joke, huh?
You could say so. It's not really a joke. It was two guys in a garage in Los Altos with a third guy who ended up selling all of his shares because he was having trouble with Steve and the other Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, who were just a little bit too much for him. And as a result, he sold all of his shares. And so we don't even talk about the third guy.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Moving forward, they came up with the company Apple. They did a bunch of things. And then at some point, the board of directors ended up firing Steve Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If Steve Jobs would have never been fired, that means that we would never have Toy Story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. So essentially...
So he's associated with the animation. What is he associated with? Pixar?
No.
What do you mean?
Well, yes, but no.
Okay.
So essentially, after the company and board of directors fired him in 1985, he then founded a company called Next, spelled capital N, lowercase e, capital X, capital T, which is very important, by the way. And he also purchased Pixar in 1986. So he became the chairman and majority shareholder until 2007. Right.
Okay.
Right. So when he was at Pixar, he essentially, they had software that allowed you to make animation. And he realized, you know what, no one's going to be interested in this software unless you actually do some type of demonstration, hence why Toy Story was created.
Oh, wow.
To demonstrate Pixar's software. What they did not realize is that they were going to be making this whole very big deal of a franchise from Pixar. So as a result, Pixar...
Yeah, because it turned out to be a big deal for sure.
Right. So Pixar, the software company, became Pixar, the movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
And then Disney and all that other stuff ended up happening. Okay. So fast forward, at some point, Jobs returned to Apple in 1997 as CEO because Apple was struggling and bought out Next.
Okay.
So when they bought out Next, they used because Next failed because it had this really expensive hardware with some really amazing software. So the software from Next became Mac OS X or Mac OS X. And then that essentially became the Mac that we know and love today.
Yes, we do.
Right. So, and that was in 97. Right.
Okay.
Right. So essentially there was some point where then he was having trouble with his health. And then that resulted in him taking his second in command, who was the chief operating officer named Tim Cook, to be the next in line to take over.
Okay.
Okay? So Tim Cook was not an innovator like Steve Jobs. He did not make cool products. But what he was really good at was figuring out how to deal with supply chains.
Deal with the what?
Supply chains in China.
Oh, supply chains. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So as a result, in a way, Tim Cook was able to make a much more profitable company than Steve Jobs. And Steve even went and told Tim, hey, listen, this is your company now. Do what you need to do. And right. And so essentially for the last, I would say, 15 years or so, Tim has been running Apple, but people have been criticizing Tim for not innovating properly, which is why AI has not been doing as well as it probably should. There was no Apple Car. There was this whole Vision Pro that took place with the goggles that go over your eyes. There were all these things that were cool, but they weren't Steve Jobs' level of cool. Right.
That was missing.
That was missing. That was basically missing. So as a result of that, and we're just kind of and again, I'm giving like a broad sense of this whole thing, because again, Toy Story, it came out in 1995 as a computer animated feature film. 97 is when Jobs returned to Apple as CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then 2003 is when Jobs was diagnosed with pancreatic tumor. And then he died in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, lots of levels here. Now, what's interesting is that essentially there were times where Steve was unable to do his job, so Tim would step in the keynotes and stuff. But eventually what took place is that one of the executives that were supposed to end up possibly being the next CEO, who was the guy who really took care of Apple Retail and made Apple Retail what it was, he ended up not getting the job, so he ended up leaving Apple and became the CEO of JCPenney.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
JCPenney,
as the CEO of JCPenney, he actually tried to take away coupons and tried to reinvigorate the entire JCPenney landscape, but the JCPenney people just did not care.
Yeah.
The customers were just like, what is this? I want my coupons back. I don't like this whole idea of lower pricing. When honestly, it was probably a really cool idea, but essentially that guy's name was Ron Johnson.
Okay.
And he was known as a retail guru for his success at Apple. So as a result, he tried to make JCPenney trendy. He eliminated sales coupons and just tried to create a fair and square pricing model, which should have worked.
Uh-huh.
But instead, the JCPenney stock dropped 46%. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I would say that didn't fare too well at all.
Yeah. So as a result, he was removed only 17 months into the role in 2013. So he went 2011 to 2013.
Wow.
Right. Right.
Wow. So he, mind you, he was supposed to be next in line to get the job as CEO of Apple,
well,
but he didn't.
Thought he was going to get
Tim got it.
He thought he was going to get it.
Oh, he thought he was.
For some reason.
Interesting, because you saw Tim doing, the keynotes. I thought, when you would see him every now and then popping up, it seemed like he was sort of being introduced as the next.
Right.
I don't know. Was Ron ever doing any keynotes? Like, because if he wasn't,
not necessarily.
The writing was kind of on the wall.
Not necessarily, but also Tim was just not good at keynotes. He's just he's not charismatic enough to do a keynote. So instead, where Jobs used to handle the keynotes and did most of the work in the keynotes, Tim divided up most of the keynote to other team members and had them do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And now you have this guy.
So Ron.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Ron was at JCPenney's, didn't work his strategy. He thought that he can, that one size fits all type of strategy that people try to use, and it doesn't always work. So it didn't work. Stock was down 46%. Okay.
Yep.
And then basically. What happened?
So now.
Oh, and he got let go after 17 months on the job, right?
He got let go. So now, as a result, what happened is that now Tim just basically this week, he announced that he is stepping down as CEO, but he's not leaving Apple. That's the weird part.
Oh.
So Tim is not going to leave Apple. And instead...
What, is he going to be a board member, or is he going to take another role?
He's going to be, I think they said, an executive a member. I forget what exactly
executive member?
Let me see if I can get the exact terminology, what it is. I'm also bouncing a baby on my lap, but so goes logging in. Hold on one second. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying right now to figure out where is Tim going next. Apple executive chairman is what he's going to become.
Oh, executive chairman. Okay.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, this new guy who we're all getting used to, whose name is John Turnus, is going to become CEO. He's going to be the next chief executive officer as of September 1st, 2026, with the transition being approved unanimously by the board of directors. Yeah.
Okay.
So
wait, tell me, why is it weird that Tim is stepping down and going into an executive chairman role? What makes it weird?
multiple things are being discussed. Number one, why couldn't have this been announced a year ago? So that way everybody would actually be prepared, and thus this guy would have a year's worth of training. That's kind of question number one. Unless it was the case where they were afraid of losing executives, again, the same way that they did with Ron Johnson. And they wanted to make everybody think that they had the chance of being CEO. Number two.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay.
Right. Well, think about it. Ron Johnson, and that's why I brought up Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson saw he is not going to be CEO. Steve Jobs is gone. He's not going to be CEO. He's stuck as VP of retail. Essentially, he wants to be CEO. So a company like JCPenney, when he's being looked at as the guru of retail, he kind of ruined his whole guru of retail thing, becoming the CEO of JCPenney.
A long-lasting legacy. Yeah.
Right. So he kind of ruined that. But essentially, if you think about that, the whole jumping ship, and here's the other weird thing that's been taking place is apparently there's been a lot of executives this past month or so. I have to look into it, but I guess people are saying that there were a lot of higher ups that left these last few months. So
really,
yeah. So something's been going down at Apple. Like, it's been very strange. And then the general public wanted a different guy who is better known and loved as Air Force One. Hair Force One, I mean. Because of the way his hair is. And so his name...
Because of the way his what is?
His hair. The way his hair looks.
His hair. Here we go with the feelings again. His hair makes the general public feel away. Good gracious.
Not only that, but he's very smart. He's very, very, very intelligent because he worked.
So how does the general public know about him?
Because when he did keynotes with Tim Cook, he would add humor, comedy. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
yeah.
Remember,
so it's more than his hair, it's his charisma.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So here's the thing about and I'm just gonna butcher his name, but I'll spell it out. Federighi. So Federighi. So he actually worked at Next with Steve Jobs. He was the developer of the Enterprise Object Framework and then joined Apple when it acquired Next in 96. But then he left in 1999. And then he returned to Apple in 2009 to lead macOS development engineering.
And how do you spell his name? I'm just curious. I want to see what he looks like.
Federighi. And look at his hair. That's all I got to say is look at this guy's hair.
Oh.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I do. I see it.
Okay. So
he's got good hair.
He's got really good hair. That's the entertainment side of this whole report, I would say.
Oh, man. Oh,
And hopefully I'm
they
getting
even
all
got
these
pictures of him
facts
running
right.
his fingers through his hair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So hopefully
yeah,
I'm getting right. Exactly. Everybody they have a good laugh about his hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So he returned to
Okay.
Apple in
So
2009.
he worked with Steve Jobs.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So everybody wants that. They don't know anything about this guy.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So essentially, he returned to Apple when Apple was developing a software that was known as macOS Snow Leopard. What's interesting about Snow Leopard is before Snow Leopard came macOS Leopard. And Snow Leopard, the reason why they decided to make Snow Leopard is they realized that instead of continuously adding new features, they were going to add in all kinds of bug fixes and fix what they already had. Because that software was focused on speed and quality.
Okay.
So then, as a result, in March 2011, he then succeeded and became the vice president of Mac software engineering at Apple. 2012, promoted to senior vice president, and he reported to Tim Cook. And to talk about that, the reason why he was able to get ahead is because of a guy named Scott Forstall, who refused to apologize for Apple Maps not working well on an iPhone.
Oh, he refused to apologize? Wow.
He
Too much pride.
refused. He absolutely refused.
Wow.
Right. And Scott Forstall also was at Next. So he was acquired over. But now, once he was fired by Tim Cook from Apple, now he's actually been a Broadway producer, and he's been producing Tony Award-winning plays.
Oh, well, I mean, greener pastures.
Yeah. So I don't know much about this world. This is where you come in. I haven't heard of these, but Fun Home and Eclipsed. I don't know if that means anything or not.
Yeah. It's not ringing a bell, but that doesn't mean anything.
But again,
that doesn't mean anything.
He won a Tony Award, essentially.
That means a lot. Yeah, it doesn't mean because I haven't heard of him. That doesn't mean anything. But he won Tonys. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. And that's a whole nother realm too. That's a whole nother industry. Like complete opposite.
Complete opposite industry. But essentially, the thing is that Forstall was the one that was just responsible for the operating system for the iPhone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. And in 2006, he became responsible for the Mac OS 10 releases when another person stepped down as the company's chief software technology officer. And then, again, as you can see, there's this whole section that takes place. And Scott Forstall was known for publicly speaking at the Apple Worldwide Developing Conference, which literally is going to be coming up very soon this summer, because the Worldwide Developer Conference, which is known as WWDC, if Tim Cook is no longer the one who's going to be running it, this CEO's first ride on the rodeo, or however you want to put it, is going to be at this conference, at the Worldwide Developer Conference. We're going to see his presentation style.
Even though the transition is not taking place until September?
Technically, well, wait a second. I didn't even think about that. If the transition is taking place in September, then that means Tim Cook is still presenting. Interesting. Didn't think of it that way.
I wonder if they'll do a duo presentation to kind of warm everybody up to, you know what I mean? Like Tim Cook will be hovering, but not so much presenting as much.
Right.
Yeah. Giving more of the floor to the new person.
Yeah. So again, it's really interesting how there's this whole shakeup that's taking place at Apple. And as a result
So
as
what do you?
well, well, what I was going to say is Arthur Levinson, who's Apple's non-executive chairman for the past 15 years, will now become its lead independent director on September 1st. And then Turnus is joined the board of directors effective September 1st. And then Tim, there's so many moves that are happening right now. So they're now thanking this guy named Art for his work leading the board of directors for the past 15 years. And again, you're just seeing that there's this whole system where Tim is not going to be leaving Apple, but he's not running the ship anymore.
What do you anticipate we might see? Is it just pretty much unknown because of this, sudden shakeup?
I personally haven't been following this John guy very much.
It's going to become more innovative?
I don't know. Maybe. I personally haven't been following him. So I don't know too much about it. All I know is he's a 51-year-old and a former swimming champion. But
I guess we're going to see some new changes in 2027 because otherwise, I'm not going to say what's the point, but you expect when roles change hands, you're going to see something.
I think it's going to be 2 to 3 years before you see changes because, again, when Tim was in, essentially a lot of the things that you saw was stuff that was implemented by Steve Jobs because it takes 2 to 3 years of development. Like they're essentially always working on 2 or 3 phones all at once, possibly. Right.
So you think he'll be in the role for at least 2 or 3 years before we see something?
Yeah. I mean, I think whatever we're going to see is probably going to be Tim Cook stuff.
Okay. Rolled over. Okay. Kind of like what was existing with Steve Jobs, and it came out under Tim Cook, and now whatever comes out under the new guy is going to be as a result of things that were worked on with Tim Cook being in the role. Got it.
And we can thank Trump for going and giving him the name Tim Apple. So everybody's already came up with a nickname for this new John guy. Because I think everybody's
Tim
having trouble.
Apple? What is it?
Tim Apple, because when Tim Cook went to the White House, for some reason his place card said Tim Apple on
it. Okay.
Or something like that.
I did see him at the table.
Or he was just called Tim Apple by Trump. I don't remember the specific. Look up Tim Apple, you'll see. And White House.
I saw him at the table, but I didn't see the place card. Tim Apple.
Yeah, I need to just look up if there was a place card or not. Maybe it's my memory. I have no clue. I have no clue.
Oh gosh, the memes are all over the place. Yep. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Trump said we appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
There you go. Okay, I knew there was something with Tim Apple.
It looks like the place card itself says Tim Cook.
Okay.
But Trump called him Tim Apple. So that's of course what got picked up, right? He called him Tim Apple. Oh Lord, hilarious.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I know. You gotta love story time. So essentially. So now, and let's kind of think about this for a moment. This guy's name's John. And do you know of a John that has to do with Apple? Anything in history that has to do with Apple and John? Anything coming to mind?
John Apple.
Maybe somebody that planted seeds around everywhere?
Johnny Appletree?
Seed. Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed.
Appleseed.
Yes.
Johnny Oh, is that what it is? I said Johnny Apple Tree. It's Johnny
Yes,
Appleseed.
you said,
Is that what it is?
Yes, it's Appleseed, not tree.
Okay.
We're in Massachusetts. There's even a place where they have a whole museum about Johnny Appleseed. But
Really?
see, that's how we end up with Tim Apple is Johnny Apple Tree. It's a seed first,
wow.
but anyway, the point is that people are already giving this new CEO the nickname of Johnny Appleseed, which is really, really, really
Is
amusing.
that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already giving him a name. It hasn't even got to September yet.
No.
But once they made the announcement, it's official.
Right. So we're just all figuring this whole thing out right now. And it's like,
yeah,
it's literally all coming at us, and we're trying to keep up with this. Now, the other kind of rumor that's been going around, and I'm still trying to find a way of verifying this, but essentially, I guess when the first iPhone came out, or one of the software iPhones, I saw this, but I'm still waiting for verification if this is true or not. But they're saying that there was a time where they were going and they were showing incoming call from Johnny Appleseed, but essentially they used his picture for it. So there's a young version, there's a young picture of this John, soon to be CEO, that essentially has Johnny Appleseed on it. Which again, I'm trying to find
Is that right?
Yes,
That's
I'm trying
weird.
Right. But again, at the time, I didn't think that they thought he was going to be CEO. Yeah.
But look how that turned out, though. That's crazy.
Right. So, yeah. It's funny because look up John Appleseed. Because people are writing things like the prophecy is now fulfilled. Good luck to new CEO John Apple. Again, it's a whole.
Look at I put in. Hold on, Johnny Apple.
Put in John Appleseed. Yeah. Just put in John Appleseed iPhone, and you're gonna see pictures from keynotes where essentially they're using a picture where I think it basically is the guy. I can't verify it or not. I just can't verify it, but I think it's the guy.
Is this John John?
John. It's John.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's hilarious.
Does that look like him?
Let me see. Hold on.
Like you can look at these pictures and stuff like that. I can't tell, but people are saying they think it's him, and it's from old commercials. It's a young version of this guy.
Yeah, let me.
And apparently, like this picture was also at the retail stores. If you were to go and look at a computer and you were to look under contacts, you would find this picture at one point.
Really?
But yeah, well, look for the one where it has like two goldfish on it.
Hold on.
Look up look up John Appleseed.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wonder if I can look up John Appleseed, two goldfish, under Google Images. No, that's not gonna work. John Appleseed, two goldfish.
I'm on
iPhone.
Google Images right now.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I just can't tell if they look alike. I can't say. I mean, because he's older, definitely, but the structure, the face, I don't know if this is the same person. I don't know.
Yeah.
I need another. I need another picture. I need another
Yeah.
shot. Here's one, but it doesn't look the same, honestly.
Okay, then maybe it's not. But everybody's going nuts over it. They're all
Yeah, I see.
they're saying that this is and they're wondering if this guy is going to have a sense of humor and is actually going to embrace his name as John Appleseed. His nickname.
That'd be interesting.
Right.
That'd be interesting.
But again, we don't know what kind of leader he's going to be. We don't know what exactly we're getting with this guy at all. But essentially, he was the senior vice president of hardware.
He was already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Which
don't know.
means that Apple, that's showing me, because again, we could have gone with Air Force One, but that guy was in charge of software. So for some reason, Tim or the board or whatever direction they're going, instead of going with software, they're going with hardware.
Hardware.
Because
what's the benefit of that, you think?
That means that the iPhone, the computers, etc., are going to look very different than they are today.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they're going with hardware.
Mm.
Or they'll look the same,
be
and essentially the parts inside are going to be better.
Are going to be, something's going to change.
Right.
Yeah.
Because hardware, once again, is the look of the product, not necessarily how it feels.
The hardware, isn't that the operations part of it? Of everything?
Let me just
like
see.
how the phone operates, how the Mac
the hardware is the physical product.
Oh. Okay.
Software is the things that you touch on it. Because it's
right.
Yeah. A hardware chief sees that the physical product development, including engineering design, silicon chips, batteries, cameras, and displays, and they bridge the gap between industrial design, software engineering, and supply chain operations. Right, exactly. So basically, they're in charge of creating the hardware that the software team then figures out how to make it turn on and do whatever it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, with him having that background, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some changes of some kind. Otherwise, I'm not going to say it doesn't make any sense, but it just seems like it would make sense.
I would not be surprised if you go and you see an Apple flip phone, but the flip phone doesn't do it the way that everybody else is doing a flip phone.
Right. It has to be distinctive. Something has to be different.
They're going to do something that's going to drive everybody crazy and say, okay, this is unique. Or who knows, maybe there's going to be a glass phone at some point that you can basically see through the phone.
Right.
And it's just displaying holograms. We don't know, but when a hardware guy is doing it, it is bringing us more back to where Steve Jobs was. After 15 years of no innovation.
Oh, that might be good. Might not be so bad.
It might be good.
Might not be so bad. It might be good.
Right. But then again, it would have been nice to go with software. Because here's the other thing is that Apple lost Johnny Ive, which is a big deal. Johnny Ive was the one who basically ate lunch with Steve Jobs every single day. And essentially, under Tim Cook, Tim did not let Johnny do what he needed to do from an artistic design point to the level where Johnny was just like, I'm just going to leave. I'm done. There's nothing here for me. And he left.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he knew his worth and it was like, I'm not wasting any more time. And not to say that he thought it was a waste, that he was wasting his time, but eventually he felt like he it was a waste of time because he wasn't allowed to expand and grow.
Right.
So he's just sitting on all his skills and just eating lunch every day.
Well, essentially, he got Steve Jobs' ear, and the reason why we have iconic Apple products is because of Johnny Ive working with Steve Jobs.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's interesting about all of this history and the behind the scenes stuff that I was just today years old when I found all of this out.
That's why I was
Quite
just sitting there, and
interesting.
I'm just like everybody doesn't seem to necessarily know the nuance that is part of this whole thing. And I could be talking for days about this. I'm just talking about like the general concept. But
Right.
the company still has, let's say, around 100 VP and SVP roles. But at the same time, this could break down everything.
Hmm.
Right.
Really?
Because
This change here.
yeah, exactly. Because essentially, will Eddie Q disappear? Will Phil Schiller disappear? Will all the people that were around Steve Jobs, will they go? And thus, a new era is going to begin. We don't know. What about Craig? He might be gone too.
Well, we know Tim's not going, but
Well, Tim is going. He's
again,
going.
he wasn't that. Well, he's going to executive chairman. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's no longer. He no longer has any real control, except
Yeah.
firing the CEO.
So he's an executive board member.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
It'll be interesting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like there's been so many different announcements of people leaving. So even
You mean
even
prior to this announcement here?
Yes. Because like the Apple VP for Environment Policy and Social Initiatives, Lisa Jackson, who is under the Obama administration, and the General Counsel, Kate Adams, will be retiring in 2026. So Jackson's leaving in January, Adams going in March, so that means I think Jackson's gone already. Again, like a lot of the infrastructure that Jobs put together or Tim worked on is all unraveling right now. And that was before Tim even announced that he was gone.
So then it would be crazy if we didn't see any changes, whether, it'd be in 2 years or 3 years, because people are moving, people are leaving, and then those seats have to be filled. So,
right.
Yeah. I'm interested in the innovative part, how that's going to change. In what ways?
So at some point, like in a future show, we're going to be probably diving into WWDC and what's going on with that Worldwide Developer Conference, because again, like that's probably going to be Tim Cook's last keynote. And then this new guy takes over in September to go in to announce whatever the new iPhone is, if that's how he decides to do it. He might not. Yeah. He might say, no, we're not doing a new iPhone every year.
Huh. That'd be different.
All I know is that Apple shares ended up dropping after this announcement came out.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
By how much?
Let me just look that up again. It's coming up. But again, that's why I was just like, no news stories today. There's too much. Yeah, so like today it dropped 6 points. In the last 5 days, let's see how much it dropped. I'm trying to see if I can click the last 5 days. It might not even let me. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So in the last 5 days, it's up 7.95. But essentially, around when this Tim Cook announcement, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, so it was probably around 272.91, and essentially, yeah, it dropped around 6 points. So it's now closer to 266, which is a pretty significant drop from looking at the past 5 days, a high of 273, almost 274. So it went 274 to 266, approximately.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, what questions do you have? Hearing all this, I mean, again, it's a broad understanding, but I feel like this is a better understanding than what many are being discussed in the newspapers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any additional questions now. I would probably have more questions like if we got into what you call it, the WWDC.
Yep.
But I appreciate the history lesson because it was a lot that I didn't know about, especially the Pixar stuff. Had no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to know again what's going to happen with the innovation. What's going to be announced at the WWDC? Is it going to be something new, or what's going to come out of that? So I just want to, for me, a lot just remains to be seen from just the consumer side.
Right.
So,
and is Apple going to have a good earnings report with this announcement of the Apple CEO change? We don't know. Is Tim being pushed out? We don't know. I mean, he's staying on with the company, but he's not. There's so much nuance that just needs to be figured out. I think everybody just got completely caught off guard by this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for them to do it on the 50th anniversary of Apple.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Right? So we haven't finished April. April 1st was the anniversary.
Yeah.
So we waited
and they made the announcement.
I don't know, give it like 19 days or whatever after the anniversary to go in to make this announcement.
Yeah. They probably felt like it was the best time.
Exactly.
It's the anniversary. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot remains to be seen. I just want to see what's going to happen as a result.
I have no words. I have absolutely no words, but I know like the moment it happened, I happened to be out and about, and essentially I was just like walking over to my wife, and I was in a store, and excuse me, no, she was giving me a look like, what just happened? What happened? And I was sitting there, and I'm like, oh wow, that obvious, and I'm like, yeah, Tim Cook is gone. It was like, what? It was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But there you go. I think then that is our episode, at least for this week. Hopefully people were entertained.
That was a good Apple overview, behind the scenes type of overview, or behind the scenes type of overview. I got a little bit of education, so yeah.
No, and more
I love to come, stuff, right?
That's why I kind of love what we're doing with the show, is at least giving that bit of insight. And again, if I got anything wrong, sending corrections. We'll try to fix those corrections, but I think I got a pretty nailed on assessment of this. And granted, there's so many, I don't know what they call them, couch potato cheerleaders, or I don't even know the right term. I'm completely out of that. All right.
Well,
let's
we'll
call
have
it.
more to come. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
All right. I'll see you next week.
I'm logged in on all of my Macs, and now I'm logging off of out of my off of, I'm saying Max. I am logged in on all of my Apple products. Now I'm going to log off and out of all of my Apple products. I can't even get my words together.
Yeah,
all right.
no.
I'm
All
logging out.
right, I'll see you later. All right, I'm logging out. Bye.
Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay.
Alright.
Coffee's loading, brings to lag. Callie's logged in, Techie's tech. We're logging in with Callie and Techie. Callie bringing culture, Techie talk, Techie stories, culture updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in. 404 boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around. Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brings to lag, and Techie's tag. We're logging in with Callie and Techie. Callie bringing culture, Techie talks, Techie stories, culture updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in. 404 boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around. Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brings to lag. Callie's logged in, Techie's tag. We're logging in with Callie and Techie. Callie bringing culture, Techie talks, Techie stories, culture updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in. 404 boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around. Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brings to lag, and Techie's tag. We're logging in with Callie and Techie. Callie bringing culture, Techie talks, Techie stories, culture updates too. It's logging in, brought to you.